Good evening and welcome to the Lagos studios of IATV. I am Adegboyega Labiron. Nigeria has been classified as the 6th most miserable country on earth. The rating placed Nigeria behind Venezuela, Iran and Argentina. The report is according to our data compiled by Steve Hang, an economist from Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, United States. The modified misery index is the sum of unemployment, inflation, and bank lending rates minus the percentage change in real GDP per capita. IATV Business News spoke with some analysts by asking them to share their views whether the economic status of an average Nigerian is consistent with the global position as captured in the report.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if you say we are ranked 9th in the country, really, because things are tough. And any country that fails to embrace entrepreneurship, things like this will happen. So while that person said that, I wouldn't say no. That's his own perception to you, and I have my own perception to you is tilted towards that. Because in the last 2 years, things have not been fine. The rate of unemployment has been on the high side. Then insecurity is also there. A lot of kidnapping, a lot of abuses. People are frustrated, depression on the high side. So all these variables accrue together, sum up the fact that, in fact, we are if not 9th, 8th, 9th, then I think for now, we are around that area. But the first problem we have is the leadership. Then we don't follow due process. A lot of nepotism, where we say, this is my own, this is our own. This is my people, this is not my people. Segment.
It will be recalled that the main critics of President Muhammadu Buhari's economic policies have severally described Nigeria as a country that degenerated to a new low since 2015, consequent upon which some observers highlighted the problems with Nigeria.
I don't think I have a contrary opinion. Why? Because if you really want to look at it, if you look at that, we have a lot of graduates, you know, that are unemployed. And I think before they can even come up with that ranking, they must have done a lot of research for them to come up with that. Let's even look at the political scene. A lot of our leaders are just there, you know, doing their thing. We could see a lot of people, even in the House of Representatives, out of Senate.
In addition to economic indices such as unemployment, inflation, bank lending rates, Nigeria still grapples with an erratic power supply in an economy that is heavily import dependent. Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode has called on residents of the state to emulate the spirit of nationalism upon which the state was built by its founding fathers. Ambode made the call today during a condolence visit to the family of late elder statesman Pa Hassan Fashinro, who passed on Sunday evening after a brief illness. Aged 99, Pa Fashinro, a senator in the Second Republic and the first clerk of Lagos City Council, has been noted as one of the founding fathers of Lagos State. Speaking to newsmen at the residence of the deceased in Adeola Odeku area of Victoria Island, Governor Ambode described Pa Fashinro as a great nationalist who contributed significantly to the success of Lagos.
What we're doing here today is to celebrate him. We're not mourning him because God gave Lagos State Pa Fashinro, and whatever it is that we are today, he is one of the founding fathers, and we must also celebrate the kind of achievement that he has made throughout his lifetime. It's simply a nationalist that one should be proud of, and a proud son of.
The Deputy Governor, Idiat Adebule, in her remarks also noted that the deceased worked hard for the progress of the state.
It's somebody who had done all he could do for the progress of Lagos. He's a statesman, and it's quite unfortunate we lost him at this time. But we pray that Almighty Allah will grant him Al-Jannah Firdaus, and of course comforts members of his family.
Aside Ambode and Adebule, other eminent Nigerians who were present included former Lagos State Deputy Governors Otumba Femi Pedro and Alhaja Latifat Okuno, former Federal Commissioner of Works and Housing Pa Femi Okuno, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, former Nigeria's High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, Dr. Christopher Kolade, Chieftain of All Progressive Congress APC, Chief Lanre Razak. The call for a rejig of the power sector reform thrown up by the leader of the All Progressive Congress APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has continued to generate reactions amongst the public. While some hailed the idea of the grounds that the leadership of the ruling party may be gauging the pulse of the masses, others questioned the intention and the timing of the call, arguing that it could amount to an attempt to resell the sector to another group of political elite. In this report, our ATV Lagos studio takes a look at challenges confronting the sector vis-a-vis the call for a further reform.
One of man's greatest inventions of all times, electricity has been of great use around the globe. In Nigeria, the power sector has been in what some analysts described as an eyesore, which has almost been impossible to address. As part of efforts to sort out issues in the power sector, the federal government handed over the nation's transmission and distribution companies to private investors on November 1, 2013, with the federal government still in charge of power generating companies. Many of the respondents who spoke with IATV News still believe that the present state of the sector is not justifying the purpose of its privatization 6 years ago, and others are of the opinion that the government should leave all aspects of the power sector solely in the hands of private investors.
A good advice, but unless they want to come bring angel from heaven to take over the industry before things start working. You can see what we have in Nigeria. Election, you can see what is going on. Everybody are going there for their own pocket. None of them think. And what do you think about those people that are selling a generator? They are top men that brought them. Would they allow them to work? It cannot work.
Privatization makes things easier because, those individuals that may be the stakeholders will have more money to finance it, and everybody will be at the ends use of it.
Some analysts also shared their divergent views on the APC's national leader Asiwaju Bola Tinubu's advice to the federal government on revisiting the power sector privatization deal.
The wisdom behind that sector reform was guided by the wisdom that influenced the reform in the telecom sector. Now, if you situate the two companies, the telcos with the discos and the gencos and the tiscos, you discover that the telcos, the privatization of the telecommunication industry that saw private players like MTN, Airtel playing role has liberalized. It has brought about competition. But what we have in the power sector is the replacement of government monopoly with private oligopoly, whereby the people are the whims and the caprices of these distribution companies, and the generating companies.
Politics in general is about people, and it's about performance. I think the unfortunate thing is that Nigerians are not asking questions. If he's talking about the power sector, and what he means is that the power sector in a way should be enhanced. That's concerning performance. So be it. I think it's a good one. It doesn't matter who is saying it. The important thing is that Nigerians are facing a hell of problems in terms of power.
So he's doing so in his own interest. It's not in the interest of Nigerians at all. So let's not expect any change. And to me, they should just leave it the way it is till they are ready to run a normal government.
The respondents explained that unstable power supply has grossly affected job creation and industrialization, which has resulted in the downward turn of Nigeria's economy, and asked that the prepaid metering should be taken more seriously to put an end to the practice of estimated billing in the country. Faith Agbetuya, IATV News, Lagos.
And now to Ondo State, where the state governor, Rotimi Akeredolu, has distributed another set of multi-million naira medical equipment to 300 primary healthcare facilities across the 18 local government areas of the state. Akeredolu, at the distribution of the equipment, said providing primary healthcare facilities at the local government level was a specific way of getting medical care to people at the grassroots. The governor added that his administration was consistently putting the state's scarce resources where they were most valuable by investing heavily in the primary health care.
Our government truly understands the potentiality of a healthy and varied primary health care system to the morbidity and mortality indices of mother and children in a community. We have consistently put our scarce resources where they are most valuable, and one of the areas is primary healthcare sector in the last 2 years.
The State Commissioner for Health, Wahab Adegbenro, and the chairman of the State Primary Health Care Development Board also spoke on the importance of government's investment in the sector.
Provided the enabling environment for the health sector, especially the primary healthcare arm, which is the closest to the grassroots,
to improve the general health of the citizens of Ondo State, where they live, work, and play.